My name is Jeremiah. For as long as I can remember, I've had an almost morbid fascination with anything and everything paranormal, especially those things that venture into the darkest recesses of our primal fears and spark the thoughts that for most would be the stuff of nightmares. In 2007, this fascination, along with some unexplainable experiences, led me to start a paranormal research team known today as Everyday Legacy Paranormal. Then in 2011, a road trip led myself and a close friend into the darkest places we had ever been. That was the beginning of Road Trip Paranormal. Now, while still active with them, I no longer lead either of those teams, but the people that make them up are the best friends a guy like me could ask for. Myself, along with Jason, Leo, Roth, Max, and Michelle are reaching out to share our passions for everything odd, fringe, and paranormal with the world. We are Cryptic Heartland.
And we are back. How's everyone doing tonight?
Man, I couldn't be better, Jeremiah.
Welcome to the Cryptic Heartland podcast, where everything is fair game, nothing's off the table, and we're not afraid to poke the bear. Cody, that's your cue. Poke him in the belly.
Man, it never fails.
No, yeah, you gotta get the sound effect.
Oh,
We need to
like
put the
the
sound
Michelin
effect in
Man?
there.
No,
You gotta do the boink.
I'm a Pillsbury Doughboy.
Oh, God. All right. Wait till
Yep,
we're
that's
Michelin.
how it is.
Yeah,
That's how it is.
Yeah. Oh, wow. So how's everybody else?
Let's talk about you.
Oh, okay. All right.
No, I'm tired.
Yeah,
But
definitely
we were
tired.
up late last night, so.
Yeah, did an impromptu. I came and talked. It's not really an investigation, just kind of hung out, and one thing led to another, and next thing you know, we were going live on Facebook and having some fun.
Yeah, that was interesting. Very interesting. It's been a little while since you've been there too, Leo.
Yeah, well, in that capacity.
Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, it was fun. Definitely well worth it. Glad we were able to and get the rest of the guys there again soon enough.
Yeah.
A couple guys couldn't make it, so
You know what makes it fun is when, you're just sitting there kind of hanging out, doing a little investigation, and all of a sudden, one of your head guys goes, I think we need to go live on this. You're like, oh, shit, here we go.
Oh, yeah.
why we did it sooner, probably of us. But hey,
I didn't even bring that camera to do it live, so I was doing everything on the cell phone, so.
yeah, that's why it wasn't
Right.
in night vision. But it's okay.
Yeah.
We'll go back again soon enough, so
Yeah.
it'll be fun. But yeah, before we get started, this is episode number 55 of the Cryptic Heartland podcast. Make sure people at home like our posts, subscribe to the page, get notified, turn the notifications on. That way, next time we go live, like last night, you can get tuned in and get notified that we're going live and having some fun. So
Yeah, it could be midnight and we go live. Turn on those notifications.
Maybe you are, I don't know.
And don't forget about the YouTube channel too, because sometimes we go live on YouTube and not Facebook. Sometimes we go on Facebook and not YouTube. Tonight we're on both, but go over to the YouTube channel. It's in the website on our Facebook page.
Depends on our sponsors and contracts, right?
Yeah.
I know they like to.
If
go back
only.
and forth.
So, but head over to the YouTube page and be sure and subscribe to that, and go ahead and give us a thumbs up while you're there, because you never know when we're going to be going where. So
right, definitely. And quit being a bunch of behind the scene clickers. Call in live. The phone number is at the very bottom, 316 200-9066.
Creepy stalkers.
I know. Tell us what you think. We'll tell you what we think.
They're always waiting until after we're done with our episode. Then they're like viewing it, and then they don't ever call in, don't
I
ever
know.
respond.
We definitely want to talk to you. We want to hear your opinions about anything and everything. So, but
It kind of works out the same way even when we do investigations at places, or when you're on your tours, they always wait until you're about ready to get in your car, and
Oh,
then you
yeah.
hear this.
they want to talk.
Can I ask you a quick question? Call in.
But yeah, so as you know, you got the man behind the scene, Jeremiah, with the headphones on. Jason to my left, Rose to my right. I'm still Leo. Who's this strange-looking guy?
Are you sure
right
about
here
that?
next to
Are you
us? We got a newbie in the studio. I don't know who this kid is. So, Rose, did you take a big drink of your drink?
Sorry.
You know this kid?
I think I do. He's growing up a lot. No, Cody. It's been a while since he's been with us. He's my son, of course, and he started out kind of when I did as I think we called him the grunt.
Do you claim him, Cody?
Oh,
For a few more.
I don't,
for a
I
while
don't know
longer here.
if the contract allows it. No, it's 2 months. It's 2 months.
2 months and then it's all over, John.
Yeah, and
You're
I'm
done.
free. Somewhat.
But no, Cody, he's always kind of hung out with us, helped us behind the scenes a lot, because of his age. There wasn't a lot of stuff he could do, but he'd carry all of our, our briefcases, our equipment, and run wires and cables, and so it's kind of nice to have you back for a little bit, and thought we'd bring him on the show real quick so he could say hi to everybody. He's really busy, getting ready to finish up school, joined the military recently, so I haven't seen a whole lot of him, but he thought he'd come hang out with us for a little bit tonight. So
Yeah.
Nice. Yep. So, okay. That's all we have. I'm kidding. No. Yep. So where you been, man? You been in the back corner with the rest of the stuff? You keeping, hiding or
Actually, yeah, it's been
behind
right
this?
Right behind.
The man behind the curtain. Don't pay attention to him.
I've actually been going to school, trying to decide what I want to do for college and everything after life and all that grown-up stuff.
afterlife,
Afterlife. Yep.
afterlife.
Dropping hints. I'm debating on going in the medical field or into business. I actually have a sports and marketing class this semester, so I can decide on if I want to do that. After high school, I'm actually in a senior year right now. I go to do AIT, which is where I learn how to do my job in the military. I'll be gone for 6 weeks, and then I come back for college, and then depending on if I want to go into the intelligence side of the government and the military, I can change
Intelligence side? Oh, okay, sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Hey,
Go ahead.
Mike
Mic drop.
Guess who
That
woke
was
up?
good. That was
I
good.
forgot you were here, Jason.
Sorry. Saw heard something that really piqued my interest there. Sorry.
That was a good one.
But after junior year of college, I can change my MOS, and then I'll go back to do my job again for another year. And then after that, if I pass it and everything, and I have good PT scores and stuff like that, I can get into CIA, Homeland Security, FBI, and stuff like that, and do field training for them.
Awesome, man. It's exciting. That time flew by fast. I don't know about Dad over there, but for us it was
I'll
like,
tell you what, he's the last one left in the house.
yeah.
It's,
Well, we're still here. We're
yeah,
not going
yeah,
anywhere.
yeah, you're not going.
Still 2 rooms in there.
Yeah. Y'all just need to move in.
Make things easier.
Heck yeah. No, man, I'm glad it, like I said, went fast from my standpoint. Like I said, I know some nervous moments for Dad over there every Sunday night waiting for that phone call, and now you're back, man.
Yeah, I was going nuts, man. I kept telling everybody, hey, if you see me take off, it's because I'm waiting on a phone call. So
Yeah.
it's tough to go 11 weeks without talking
Is that what it was?
to him.
11 weeks?
Yeah, well, I
It was
talked to him
close.
one time, but
Wow.
it was in the 11 weeks, and then I got a text right before graduation. So
Oh, yeah.
phone
Yeah.
call and a text in
Right.
almost 11 weeks. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the video you shot was cool as hell, man, with all the smoke when graduation.
Mhm.
That was pretty badass, man. I must
Smells
say.
like shit. I couldn't see anything.
You're not supposed to see. You're supposed to graduate, man. That's all that matters.
Because you're like, we're coming from the woods, and then you just like see the smoke, and we're like, oh shit, we're going. And you like grab onto someone, hoping they're going the right direction.
It's like on graduation day, here's lung cancer for you.
Yeah.
Sniff that in, suck it in.
Yep. So
Yeah, that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool.
definitely.
Yeah, on the video, if people seen it, man, his mom was behind me in the stands and beat me down there. And matter of fact, she was like one of the first on the field.
Oh, no kidding. Wow.
I think within an hour that I had sent that video, we got some texts, and his mom and him, there's a picture in there where she's hugging him, and they actually put that on the main website.
Oh, cool. Right on.
Yeah, so
That's
Cody and
awesome.
his mom were on there. That was pretty cool. I think it's it's because she was the first one to find and all these photographers were out there standing in
Yeah.
line waiting, and we found him. So
Very cool, man. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
yeah. So maybe next time he comes with us, and I know the last time you and Leo did an investigation, some crazy stuff happened, and
Yeah.
I remember looking over and I was like, "Where are you going, Cody?" And he said, "Oh, I'm going downstairs with Leo to tell this thing not to do that again." I was like,
Yeah.
We're
"All right,
actually
good luck."
we're actually going there on October 20th
Right.
in that city.
Heading back, yeah.
Yeah.
First time in a year we've been back.
Yeah.
About
Yeah.
a year. Yep. And
It's been that long.
Yeah, it has been.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. So we're gonna go back and see if whatever's still there, whatever's down there is still there, hopefully.
Hopefully.
And one
I mean, it
building.
shoved what, 2 people down?
Yeah. What the weird thing was
So-
is before that, we were asking it to communicate with us like normal, usual protocol, and for the ghost box it said only 2 names that were pretty unique.
Right.
It happened to be 2 of the kids in my group, and next thing you know, those 2 are the ones that get shoved. And out of a group of about 10 of us down there, it's like, what the heck? It's singling these 2 people out potentially, and I thought it was Cody coming out around the corner because it looked like somebody jumped out at us and it's like boo, screaming at us or something, and it like shoved those 2 kids, and they just went barreling back into the group and knocked the majority of them over because most of them were girls. And yay me, and I'm not complaining at all. No, but anyways, so they went barreling back, tumbling over, and they both had these strange scratches on their arms in the same
Same
location.
spot, I
remember
Yeah,
that.
same location, left arm, and yeah, it frazzled them pretty well that it was a public investigation, and they all ended up leaving after that because
So did they end up getting pushed backwards when they were walking up the stairs?
we didn't get to
or-
the stairs.
No, they
Yeah.
hadn't made
Oh,
it.
wow.
We were walking down the long hallway to get to the unfinished part of the basement to go up the stairs.
Okay.
It was right next to between the gift shop and there's like some restrooms right there on the side. And yeah, I know they just come. I heard it and seen it, and I swear, like I said, it looked just like Cody. I saw it in color. This apparition apparently, because it wasn't Cody. And I know they're just I get thrown back and tumbling over, and I'm like,
Because we heard
what
the screams from
hell?
upstairs.
Oh yeah, we all heard the screams.
Yeah,
That was
wasn't me. I promise. I don't scream on camera.
I don't know. It's pretty high pitch.
Well, maybe it was then. No, but anyways, yeah, no, it was just incredible to see. I mean, that going unfold, and I'm like, you all right? And they were frozen in terror. I mean, that was a sure. If I've ever seen anybody scared in their life, that was it. Because I was like, well, I was letting them go first. Like I could be the last person in the dark, spooky basement. That way they wouldn't be behind me. So I said, well, trade me spots. I'll go up first. And they didn't want to budge. Like, no, can we just get somebody to come downstairs and get us? So
I think that's what I remember hearing on the radio.
Yeah.
And at that point in time, I'm like, wow.
So I
something
radioed up.
really
Yeah,
bad
I was like,
happened.
anybody can somebody come down here and grab us? And then I think Jason or Cody said, I think it was Jason. Said, you okay? Or,
Yeah, I came down, but I was following Cody down.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden I see Cody come downstairs. I'm like, well, that can't be Cody because obviously he's coming down the damn stairs.
Yeah,
and
because he was
it
upstairs
Wow.
talking to us and everything.
Yeah.
So.
So
What's irritating about the whole situation is that we had 4 stories, basement included. We had cameras everywhere, but there.
yeah, because that night the camera wouldn't work that night. We had it set up when it was something with the maybe because location wise it just wasn't registering. So
Yeah. So we didn't catch any of that.
yeah,
on
it would have been
camera.
all on camera facing right at it because we had it in that little corner facing that way. But yeah, unfortunately,
figure.
It's
Go
one of those
figure,
ones.
right?
Yeah,
Every freaking time we have something happen, it's
Yeah.
like cameras not. And you're right. It has to be pointed in the right direction every time.
Yeah, that's one thing on
Yeah, but
video.
you never know.
So it'd have been cool to see, but
You would think after I mean, all the years that we've been doing this, we'd get better at predicting where to point the camera, but it just
You can't.
Well, I think
Yeah.
from now on, if the camera's not going to work, that's the hot spot.
Yeah.
yeah.
The camera
So,
doesn't
Rose,
work.
you're gonna stand there for all
Yeah.
night long and just
Yep.
hold a video camera
Yep, that's right.
all night.
And the thing that was interesting after we threw that out there to the group, and there were some people from the town, I think they were on the board that were there, and they caught wind of the story, and they sat there for a little bit, and they came up and pulled me aside later on. They're like, this is after the group had left, that was with me. They came and told me, well, that's now you say boo about that, the whole boo thing. That used to be a haunted house we had down there, years ago, like in the, I don't remember what year they said, 80s or something.
Oh, it was back when she was growing up and stuff. So
60s,
she remembered.
maybe? I mean, I don't remember. I can't remember who was telling us that. So I hate to throw
No,
years
I'm
off.
sure it was more like the 80s or something
Okay.
like that.
But they used to put a haunted house down there in that basement.
80s
so,
or 90s.
Yeah. So whatever it was, maybe possibly it was reenacting
Yeah.
their role in the haunted house.
Yeah.
So
Boo.
it was just, it was incredible to me. I was just dumbfounded after I heard that. Even more so after, all the,
Except for the
Build up.
scratch.
Yeah.
Except for the scratches. That's.
yeah, I can't figure out.
It's almost like it hit them both at the same area and knocked them.
And I feel like, I can't remember if they were one after another in line. Because it was a straight line. 'Cause it's just a narrow hallway to get out of there. You can't really walk side by side. And, yeah.
That's probably one of the most intense moments that we've had in any public event we've had.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
We're always telling everybody, at our events, don't worry. None of these spirits are evil. They
won't harm
hurt
you.
you.
Wink, wink.
We've never had anybody get hurt, and then we get two people knocked down, and they leave freaked out. So.
Yeah. Well, we did. We can start with
Well, one thing that I liked about the whole thing is, you never know how somebody's going to react in a situation like that. Whether it's you, us, guests that are there. When something crazy like that happens, what I liked about it was that it just took Leo one time saying, "I need somebody down here," and within seconds, everybody was there for him, and it was almost like you showed up, Cody showed up, and it's like within seconds everybody was right there.
Yeah.
And because a lot of times when stuff like that happens, people just go, "Oh, well, I thought maybe you guys were going to go, or I thought this person was going to go, or I was waiting to see if anybody
I heard
showed
a
up."
scream, so I was like, oh shit.
Well, the
Yeah.
thing is, it was at the end of the rotation. Remember, that's why we
Yeah.
were heading up down the hallway to go back upstairs. So it happened. Everybody was coming down the stairs, and Cody's was on my. He had half the people. I had the other half. He was on the main level at the time.
Okay.
So he wasn't too far off, but Jason just happened to be. I mean, you must have been on the second floor at the time or something.
I was on the main level,
Also.
Yeah.
and I just happened to be right there when I heard it, and it wasn't that far from the stairs.
Yeah.
I was on the third. I think I was on the third or fourth.
You're always
Because
awesome.
when I came, by the time I got down all of those stairs, I'd come around that corner, and you guys had just turned them and set them down on the bench.
Oh, that's right. You did say that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you up? Did you hear the screams from upstairs too?
Yeah, oh,
no
yeah.
kidding.
Yeah, we
That's
all
awesome.
heard. Everybody heard it,
That's
and
hilarious.
then after you heard it, everybody just sat there, froze, like, "What was
the hell
that?"
was that?
And
Yeah.
then you came across the radio,
Oh,
and of
right.
course, you can hear it.
Yeah.
So,
I remember when I heard it, I was about to go downstairs and to the bathroom because how it's like stationed and like the layout of it.
Right, it's
like,
right by the
There's a door
doors.
and then there's a bathroom right there. So I was about to go to the bathroom and I hear this girl scream and I was like, okay, someone just
It's
scared their
Leo.
friend or
It's just
something.
Leo.
Yeah, it was Leo.
He didn't have to go to the bathroom before that, but then at that point, he had to go when he heard the scream.
Yeah,
So, how
but I was
convenient.
like, man,
I'm
okay,
kidding.
maybe someone just scared their friend or something.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I hear Leo, and he's like, I need someone to come get me. I was like, oh, okay, something happened.
Now come get me.
Yeah.
Don't throw that out there. Come get us. I wasn't scared. I was intrigued. I'm like, what the hell? This is awesome. And I'm like, let me go first, guys. I'm like, no. We don't want to go. I'm like, all right. Which I don't know what difference one other person from upstairs would have made a difference. I mean, you still have to walk that same way.
Yeah.
So, but nonetheless, it was fun. It was intriguing 'cause we had some stuff going on, and they were all to begin with ready to experience something crazy, and they got their money's worth. So.
yeah, they did.
I'm looking-
Matter of fact, didn't somebody else? They couldn't even drive home. Somebody had to come get them, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, they didn't drive.
That was the same night outside the building. Remember we were kind of winding, well, not winding down. We stayed the night there, but it was like 3 or 4 in the morning. Remember that siren went off outside the building, an air horn thing. Somebody came up and detonated one of those, remember?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Taped
Wasn't it like
it.
the wedding
Taped the
or
air
whatever?
horn.
It was.
No, it was. I think it was somebody who knew we were there. Like
Yeah,
some kids.
it was-
just-
Well,
Yeah.
what
It's
they
a small
did
town.
is
I remember y'all telling me about that.
Yeah.
pranking everybody. It was like I think 4 in the morning.
Yeah. But it was just
Uh,
random because we were all sitting there and it kind of started to build up. You're like, what is that?
Yeah.
sound? And it just kept getting louder. You're like,
Yeah.
what the hell?
I think I was in my truck sleeping.
You were
Yeah.
sleeping.
Yeah.
Paula went out to sleep.
I didn't know. I was on the building still.
Were you still somewhere?
Because I ran out and found the source of it.
That's right,
It was
that's
on the
right.
steps, taped.
Because I know Michelle and I, we stayed up all night.
Yeah.
Didn't go to sleep at all. We talked with guests all night long.
Yeah.
And we were sitting there, freaking air horn outside, all duct tape.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
So,
ass.
yeah.
Fine. You know.
For those of you out there that aren't aware of the place we're talking about, the picture on your screen right now is the Ness County Bank building
Yeah.
in Ness City, Kansas, and this place it's just got all kinds of history behind it.
Yeah.
Currently, it's mainly just like a reception hall or something like that.
They rent it out for a bunch of things.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a museum on the second floor,
Mhm.
and they're trying to, and they're still adding to it
Right.
now. So
The
I'm
third
excited
floor,
to see what it looks like now.
third floor used to be a Masonic lodge.
Right. Also, their own courthouse. And
Uh-huh.
yeah. And
So-
yeah, they rented out the top. I know they have their proms there and stuff like that too.
Yeah.
Their wedding dances
Yeah.
up there too and things of that nature. So, on the
Mhm.
fifth
Now
floor.
you guys have been back since then, right?
I don't remember honestly. I feel like it maybe, but I don't remember.
Isn't that where
No.
Paula took a?
No, that was right before it
was
because
it?
we went before to investigate again, and then we
Okay.
did.
I couldn't remember the time
Okay.
frame.
Then we did
I've
that.
been there so many times I don't even know anymore.
Yeah, it was, but yeah, that building we're gonna go October 20th. I'm actually gonna advertise it. I need to get it up. I'm gonna do it tonight as soon as I get done. Go home, get the event out there so people can start buying tickets. But gonna try to push it for kind of like a Halloween theme and have people dress up in costumes and investigate all night.
Oh, that'd be cool.
So see what we can do to kind of make it more of a Halloween event.
Right.
Yeah, hopefully the haunted house in the basement will do its thing.
You know, that's what I'm kind of hoping. So
Never
if
know,
that
man.
is kind of a key thing,
Yeah.
maybe,
So-
kind of bring it out. So
That'd be cool.
why not?
That would be
You know?
cool.
Yeah,
Why not?
definitely.
I'll hand out candy all night.
So we only have about 10 more minutes with Cody. I got a question to ask you.
Okay, I have an answer.
You stay down here in the basement quite a bit. My question to you is, have you noticed anything here in the basement?
I actually have. There's been a few times where I would come home from school one day. It'd be broad daylight, which is what amazes me, but it like questions me at the same time, or I question it, because I'll come home and like I'll be walking through the garage and I'll hear my dad's voice, and I was like, oh, okay, my dad's home early, and then I'll call him and I'm like, hey, are you home? Like, can I like take the truck or something and go somewhere? And he's like, I'm at work, and I'm like, oh shit. And then I'll come downstairs and no one's down here. And then I remember when we first moved in, I don't think of it now, or I didn't think of it back then, but now that I think about it and as stuff's happened more, me and my best friend Chuck would be down here and we'd be up at like 2 to 4 o'clock in the morning, and we'd hear like this like scratching on my door, or like one of the doors next to my room. But I don't know what it was, but like you would go up next to it and it would sound like 4 claw marks or like 4 nails. But it kind of freaked us out, and I didn't want to like be the one to kind of like go after it and just leave him there, because like he doesn't do what I do.
Right.
So I just didn't think of it. I was like, okay, bro, just like let's go to sleep. Like we're probably like
I know.
we're probably just like tired, and our minds kind of fucking with us. And then earlier, actually, I don't know if it was just the door, how the door is, because we got the new things on the door handle. I can't remember what they're called. But I was walking past the door and I just hear it like creak open. And I look at the door and it's like a little slit. It's like open. And I was like, okay. I just kept walking.
Well, what we've noticed since you've been at boot camp is we've started noticing. I've only been noticing it at during the shows. We start getting some, voices. Last Sunday, we actually between 8 and 9 on the second rotation. I was sitting right here, and I looked. The sun went down, so it was dark, and you could see a shadow going back and forth.
Is it in the sunroom
From
or
here,
outside?
I couldn't tell if it was in the sunroom or if it was a reflection of something going through here, because when you have the lights on behind us, it kind of goes through this black that's behind us, and you could see it moving. And then we actually heard a screeching noise, like somebody ran with sneakers and then just went squeak, squeak, squeak on the floor behind us. So I didn't know if you have had any issues down here. I have not, other than that one time where I was upstairs. I actually heard a voice from upstairs. Remember that day that you came in and I went, were you downstairs? And you said, no, I just came by this morning to grab some books or something. And because I could have sworn there were voices downstairs. Matter of fact, I had called Leo that night because it really startled me, because I knew nobody was here.
Because we've been hearing female voices.
Yeah, there was that one podcast a few weeks ago we had. I think it was like 3 or 4. But I think it was just you, him, myself. I don't think Jake was there yet, or it was just all of us, right?
Yeah.
Maybe Dan, but yeah, we were sitting here and you could hear his female voice talking.
See, my friends, whenever I have like group like hangouts or parties and stuff, we'll be in my room, and like I'll be somewhere else doing something, trying to like make sure everything's all right and like things are being cleaned up and stuff like that. They'll come up to me and they'll be like, dude, I just heard a bang in the laundry room, in that little section where like the boiler is at, like all our heating and stuff. Which, I mean, it doesn't surprise me that if anything were to be haunted in here or like something was happening, it wouldn't surprise me that it came from that area, because I don't know, it's just like you see a lot of things happen next to like boilers and heaters and in that area. But it's like they keep telling me that they're hearing bangs from it, and I'm like, cat probably just jumped off the table.
Could be.
Trying
I
to
don't
play it
know.
off,
Well, we've
but I don't
noticed
know.
it here a lot more recently, so I thought since you just got home, I'd ask, because I know I couldn't ask while you were away. So
I'll
Interesting.
keep my eye out.
But I think too, we've kind of thought too maybe that it's just been happening. Maybe something's following one of us here, and then leaves when we leave. So I don't know.
I'll keep an eye out.
Yeah, please do.
I'll see if I can mess with it too.
Tell it to mess with your dad in his sleep.
Oh, I'll do that.
I'm not afraid of you, but my dad is. So go upstairs. He's sleeping upstairs. Yeah, he leaves you alone and go messes with him.
I'll be like, I'll even help you.
Yes.
Let's come on, follow me.
Yep. Awesome, man. Yeah. It's
Well,
interesting.
it was good having you come on the show. I know it's
fun.
been a long time since you've been with us, but
Try to make time for more shows,
I hope so.
more time.
Definitely. Awesome. Glad to have
When do you
back.
know you're heading out?
For AIT, all I know, haven't got my orders yet. All I know is that it's after senior year.
Gotcha.
But I will be back in 6 weeks once I leave. So it's an easy job. I'll come back with more cooking knowledge.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Y'all cooking specialist.
I expect full course 7 course.
Yeah,
meals.
I expect more food.
No rations.
I'll give you about 15
No
minutes to eat
rations,
it.
man.
I'll give you about 15 minutes to eat it.
Yeah, I'll eat it in 15 minutes. That's fine. That's plenty of time. That's all I need, man.
All right,
Very
guys.
cool, man. All right,
Hey,
brother.
thanks, Cody.
Welcome
for
back,
having
man.
me.
Glad to have you
Good
home.
to have you back.
All right.
So what next?
I don't know.
I think we got another guest in the house.
Yes.
Check
What's
out.
Frank.
Wah, 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 wah.
No.
Well, our other guest in the background there, who's still wearing the Packers hat,
Proud of him.
which I'm at home. I've got the TV on, recording the Steelers-Packer game that just happened just recently, and the Packers beat
I
them.
was gonna say, how'd that taste,
The
man?
very
That's terrible.
start of
I
it, the
know.
very start of the game, the announcer said this could be the Super Bowl matchup.
Very good
And the very
movie,
first
yeah.
play that the quarterback throws for the Steelers is a pick six.
Yeah.
But anyway,
It's just preseason, guys. It's
I know.
just preseason.
No, I know. But what I'm saying is he's going to be heading out to Bennett Springs on Tuesday,
Oh, cool.
which is actually I don't know if I've totally explained it to him, but a hot spot for actual sightings out there
Yeah.
and stuff like that. I did. It's actually for the Mid-America Bigfoot Research Society, it's actually known out there in Bennett Springs to they've found trails that they've actually have found is what they call the big boy trails.
Oh, right.
Because it's like broken down trails that are higher and everything, and where the limbs are all broken off and everything. So there's something tall has been constantly walking through for a long time, and researchers have actually walked up on them before.
Wow.
Walked up on them, but
you haven't went into that much detail.
yeah, sorry. I thought tonight would be the best time to do it because I really thought you were leaving tomorrow.
Thanks, Jason.
I really thought you were leaving tomorrow, so you know. But no, they actually have ran up
Winfield
on
sounded pretty good, right?
That's funny.
But you know, no photographic evidence because you know, just like any of us, you know, we walk up on something and you weren't prepared for it. You don't get anything.
Right.
You don't have anything ready.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, you're just hiking.
Right.
So
'Cause, I mean,
Can
as
you
much
imagine?
as we want to, as much as we go out there with the idea of catching evidence, I mean, we get into this mindset we don't really expect to because it just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
And so you're unprepared when you actually walk up on the perfect opportunity to get it. You know? That
Well, if you never hear from me again, you're going to have to live with that the rest of the
just
All we
throw-
found was a Packers hat. It was weird. No Steelers, right?
No, but it's you know, I mean, they have raccoons, they have everything out there. I haven't ever seen a bear, you know, in middle of
Are you
Missouri.
just saying that to make
No,
them feel
I've
better, or-
never heard of any encounters like that. Big cats, I've never heard them say anything like that. But raccoons are a nuisance out there. But
Trash pandas?
yeah, but they, you know, it is known out there to like people have, you know, outside their campers and stuff, have stuff happen, messed with, and their food taken. We've had our food taken and stuff. We just blame it on the raccoons because we see them all over the place.
I
You
was
can-
awake all night. Listen to every little sound.
Just booze it up. It'll be all right. A little fireball. It's all right.
Name the entire
Nice.
No, but it's an area that I've been wanting to take you guys for a long time. Just for the simple fact, I know I want to get Brendan out there for
Yeah.
sure.
You've been telling me that for years about the pass out there and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Big long pass they have. I think you said they had sightings out that way, especially.
I had a weird sighting on the hiking trail
yeah.
myself.
Remember you saying that? Go ahead. You want to say it?
Sorry, no, but this one's good. This one's really good.
I love it.
He's just like, this just
At
keeps
least
getting
one.
better.
No, this is really good.
Talked about this.
Oh man.
So I was out there. It was about I think it was about April. I think when I was
It
out
was
there.
about August.
August, 20th, something like that. No, it was in April. No, my buddy and I are hiking the trail, daylight, and this is a 2-hour hike one way. So you go to this natural cave that nature has wonderfully made. It's
That's the picture you have, right?
yeah, that's a
You're in
picture
there.
of me
Yeah.
like
Yep.
standing on the opening of it. He ran because you can go all the way to. It's just a tunnel. It's not really a
Right.
cave. You can
Right.
go through the other end really easy. But it's pretty cool that nature created that. But we're on our way back, and we hiked the same route and everything. We're the only ones out there. We didn't see anybody else out there. Never noticed this pink kid sock. It looked like a little girl's sock just laying in the middle of the
Was
trail.
North there?
Could have been. Could have been. But it was
He likes
it
pink.
was only about so big. It was just laying on the ground, you know, middle of the trail, and I'm like, somebody could have hiked that far and turned around, gone back, but why is the socks coming off? Where's the shoe? Where's all that? You know,
Yeah.
doesn't make sense. So we're hiking along, and we're looking at that, and kept on moving, and I was like, God, I haven't seen anybody up here, and he's ahead of me. Anybody who's taller than me, longer legs, they always walk in front, so I'm always tailing it. And
I'll just reach over.
Yeah, you just
Yeah.
you just pushed me along. Yeah. But he's walking, and I made the comment, I haven't seen a single person out here, and it's pretty hot, pretty warm. And he goes, yeah, I haven't seen anybody except for that dude up there. And way up on the trail, walking not toward us but away from us, is I looked around Josh, and I looked up ahead, and there's a guy wearing all black. I mean, it almost looked like turtleneck, black pants, black shirt, everything. And I was just like, who the hell is that? And from that distance, I swear to God, the guy turns and looks at us. I mean, we weren't making that noise, but at the moment I said, well, who the hell is that? And the guy turns, and he's got white hair kind of down to here. It was weird. He just rounds the corner, disappears. Don't see him.
Wow.
Didn't see him anywhere else on the trail or nothing, because once we round the corner, it goes off into another huge straightaway. Never again.
That's not creepy.
No, it was. You'll love it. It's fun out there. It's fun.
You're really
You
selling
were the
it.
same one that told me to go hiking, right?
Yeah,
On that-
on that trail, it's fun. It really is. It's really nice.
Let
I'm
us know
sure.
if the pink socks
Famous
still
last
there.
words.
Yeah, if you start
Yeah.
seeing socks on the
Just
ground.
for that, if I have a sighting, I ain't telling.
Just have your phone ready. Just
Go
Ain't
live.
doing it.
At all times. Yeah.
well, how are you going to have any evidence of anything if it happens to you?
Yeah, I won't give it.
That's awesome.
But no, it's a freaky area for sure.
So whatever happened with that when you saw it? Did he
I like
leave,
that.
or did he just end up over the hill and you guys decided not to follow?
He disappeared, he said.
Did you
Yeah.
not listen to a
No, I did,
word
but it's
So
like-
over, where
it's
you at
like-
again?
So-
It's like
Kidding.
even if he
the
disappears,
guy
He was
rounds
joking.
the corner,
Yep.
and after you round the corner, there's another straightaway.
right?
Yeah, never
And you
saw
guys
him again.
just stopped there, or
No,
did
we
you,
were-
you kept going and
He was going. He was
Okay.
walking in the same direction we
Okay.
were. He was just way up ahead, and he just happens to turn and look at us.
Interesting.
And I'm like, okay, that's just weird. It's almost like he heard me say, "Who the hell's this guy?" I mean, the dude was just dressed all in black, and it was like, I'm in t-shirt, and I was dreading the fact that I was wearing hiking pants, because I was like, I should have worn shorts or something,
So
because
hot.
it was so hot. Sun was beating down, but it was just a weird encounter with the sock and that, and we never saw any of that on our way out there, through there. But
Yeah, it's not like you
It
keep
could be
a sock
anything.
in your pocket or something and it just falls out.
Well,
What do you keep
Well-
your
well,
Maybe you know.
well, you know,
That
it
might
just
be normal for
Interesting.
somebody.
it just kind of adds
Yeah,
up.
pocket sock.
Have you guys ever read those stories of what park rangers, see,
Yeah.
the frightening things they've seen and witnessed? It's just kind of, I don't know, fun stuff. Fun stuff.
Fun stuff. But it's safe.
It's safe. It really
But
is.
freaky.
We have been talking about this trip forever, and you have said nothing. It's all
Yeah,
gorgeous.
It really is, because-
And now we're on this, and now
Because of all the times I've been
announcing
out there,
everybody
I've only
like that.
had that one thing really happen. That really was
One time.
freaky.
I'm getting the feeling, Jason, you may not live this down soon.
I just hope I did.
So you call it a sighting. Do you think it was a Bigfoot sighting, or do you think it was a something
Apparition.
else type of sighting?
It wasn't Bigfoot. He was wearing black
Well,
and white hair and a
if
human
Bigfoot
face.
puts on a turtleneck and is old and has gray hair. What do you think it was?
Because I thought it was like an old dude wearing a turtleneck and a. Because I mean, you could obviously tell it was human. It wasn't, a creature. It wasn't Bigfoot. It wasn't any known, description of that.
Right.
It was a dude walking like with. I mean, it was like an old dude. It reminded me of the guy from the Poltergeist, Part
The
2.
Reverend?
The Reverend. That white
There
hair.
you go.
That white hair. That's what it reminded me of.
Nice.
Something
just
you
the
wouldn't
fact that he
see out
turned.
there.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Kind of cool.
This is something you just. honestly, if it was darker, I'd probably like be like really freaked out. Like, okay. But you know, Josh doesn't ever pay any mind to it. He just keeps on going. I'm
Or
like,
did you even see it?
well, he pointed out the
Did he?
guy.
Okay.
Yeah, because at the very beginning he pointed out the guy.
Yeah, because he goes like that guy up there.
Yeah, because I say none of you guys listen.
I was listening,
to
but
my
I've heard the
story.
story before.
I did.
Kid.
I've
No,
heard the story before. I just forgot.
no. He pointed it out because I made the comment. Hadn't seen anybody all day, and why is
Oh,
his
yeah.
sock on here? And he goes, "Yeah, I haven't seen anybody except that dude. That
Nice.
dude's up there." And it's like, okay,
Nice.
but
Very cool. So safe travels, enjoy your trip, and
I just want to verify. You can't see me, right?
no,
what's
you
that?
can't,
No, we
you
can't see.
And that was, I'm kidding. Those fingers
we
belong to.
can pan that camera
Yeah,
right
I was
over
gonna
there.
say, swing it, swing it around.
Showing the love.
On an unrelated note, we had a viewer ask about Cody's AIT. You want to know where's he going? Does he,
I'm not exactly sure where he's going. They haven't decided yet because since he went to boot camp his junior year,
Oh, that's
which
right.
they call
That's
split
right.
ops,
Yeah.
he won't know until about a month prior.
Gotcha.
So,
Very cool.
and then when he gets done with his junior year, he'll for college he'll leave for I think it's Atlanta, Georgia, I think, to go do his national intel there.
Gotcha.
I do know that. That's about all I know.
Cool.
For that part.
Very cool.
This is for you, Mike. You'll
Oh,
see.
no.
You'll see.
Waiting. Viewers at home in the studio, we're a little bit behind on delay, so we can't see yet.
He's already laughing at.
He's good.
Thanks, folks.
On you.
Thanks for taking me out. Appreciate it.
Hey, what can you say?
He's got two of them cupping
Yeah,
right there.
Apparently one fell out though, so you should only have one left. So that's funny.
That's good.
See, he wasn't keeping them in his pocket.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's funny. Holy heck! So what else is going on in the wonderful world of our lives? And
I heard was walking in late last night. TV was left on in the living room, and something on the news in California that some people said they thought they'd seen a flying saucer or UFO, and come to find out it was a hot air balloon or one of the Goodyear blimps or something.
oh really?
Had you guys caught any of
I
that?
haven't heard anything.
I
Did
guess
they
they
not tell
were.
the difference
They
between
were
one?
well from
Yeah,
from
yeah.
the footage. It was way off in the distance,
Yeah.
and it was moving, and it looked like a little from as far as they could see, and then zooming in.
They still have those.
It looked
those
yeah.
blimps?
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, They
Especially out
Yeah,
there.
they still have one.
they still fly those over Monday Night Football
Yeah.
games.
Oh, yeah.
and-
Stadiums.
Football? Okay.
uh-huh.
Yep.
But they were so far away, it looked like a saucer. And so they actually thought they had caught
Huh.
something, and come to find out it was a Goodyear blimp.
That's hilarious.
I didn't know if you
Oh,
guys
that's that.
That's that
heard
SpaceX
anything.
thing.
Oh, is that what that was?
Yeah.
So that's what they explained it as?
That's what they're saying. It is a rocket falling there.
Oh,
Yeah.
that weird stuff. Because we were talking about that. Everybody
Yeah.
was seeing it and couldn't explain that.
Yeah.
So.
No, I just clicked on the wrong link. Sorry. Yeah. Not I haven't heard about that yet. Of course, today I've been kind of.
It was what 2:30 in the morning last night when we got home, so I just caught
Remember.
We
Just
have
caught
a
it.
possibility of. I'm just gonna throw it out there.
Go Oh,
I'm not
yeah.
gonna give too much detail to
Right,
it or
right.
anything like that, or put names to it or anything. But we have
But-
an opportunity
Let me roll
to.
through the address out while you're at it.
But we do have an opportunity to go out to where a sighting actually of a craft that was on ground. So we're, I mean, it happened many years ago,
Oh.
a couple decades ago. But the chance to go back out there and kind of research the area and see if there's any kind of trace, radiation-wise, to see if there's anything to it.
Right.
Because at the same date that happened, there was the famous sighting in December 1980 of the same craft that was explained and everything, and described was out in England, which was considered England's Roswell because a lot of soldiers out there saw the craft, went up to it, touched it, and everything like that.
Wow.
And this all happened in the same year, same time, same month, everything. And I guess there was a lot of sightings during that time, that month, everything. So, but one was here in Kansas, the sighting. So I'm kind of anxious to get out there and actually see that.
I'm not. No kidding.
It might be a hike, so yeah.
Well, have fun. Let me know how it goes. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Anti-hiking, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll see.
Must connect with the outdoors.
I'll watch the videotape.
I'm not filming it. Nope. You got to either
I
come and
was
see
gonna say,
it.
we probably
or
won't
no.
anyways. We'll forget something. It's over here flying above us. You're like, camera in hands. So, story of our lives, man.
Got the creature standing right there, like, hi.
Well, we talked about the
Nothing.
one down in Teleco. You think Brendan and I or Renee grabbed a stinking recorder or camera? We were.
Nope.
What did I grab? Machete.
Yeah, you guys were even like putting, changing batteries and putting stuff away.
We were watching
and
number
going over
videos
stuff.
on footage.
It was all right there, but
and none of us grabbed
Yeah.
a single freaking thing to watch
No.
to film. Of course, just dumb.
But I mean, it's just it's like us in the forum. I know when stuff was happening in the
Yeah.
forum. Did we grab anything? Did we do anything? No, we ran toward it,
Mhm.
checked it out, talked about it later, and then we kick ourselves for
Yeah.
like,
Exactly.
oh, we didn't film that, did we? So, you know,
Yep. So such is
but,
life.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah, we all make mistakes. You know. Move
Did
on.
you change your socks?
Guys, what is this? Pink spandex too?
Hey, you didn't mention that last
Yeah,
week.
yeah,
David Lee Roth,
Yeah,
80s
right away,
Renegade
so.
stuff. Yeah. And do the high splits.
Yeah, there you go, scissor kick.
Look out in that
Sister
city.
kid.
Yep.
Oh, is that what you're
man.
wearing?
You gotta jump off the top of the stairs, do the high splits.
Jeremiah, I'd be very nervous about your wedding.
What's that?
I'd be very nervous about your wedding.
I am. I'm getting there. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, it's coming.
You just never know when he might show up.
He's got a lot of payback to wreak out on
I've
me.
learned
So.
it's easier to ask for forgiveness.
That's awesome.
That's not gonna get me to back off, though.
No.
I'm sorry, it's just not gonna happen.
No, missed it.
No.
No.
So what else is happening in the news? Anything?
Nothing, another thing.
I haven't really researched anything for this,
I've been too busy
for the-
to sit down and look at stuff.
Well, it's just kind of the same old things, really, right now.
Yeah.
I mean,
I saw something. I was searching around for just in case we needed something else to talk about last week. I saw something about.
Is that lady with the spray that guaranteed to you have a Bigfoot sighting? Did you hear
No,
about that?
no, that was
Did you hear about
That's
that?
the same lady
Oh,
that had him
yeah.
living with her for a while.
Oh, my
I don't
God.
know if it is, but she was. I mean, she's actually posing and holding the picture of the bottle of spray that you spray into the woods, and you'll have an automatic Bigfoot sighting. It'll
Man.
be drawn to, and I'm like,
What?
"Where's
What
your
is this?
photographic evidence to go along with that little advertisement
Now I'm
there?"
intrigued.
You know, it's like
Oh, it says
crazy woman,
Did you read that? Brave woman.
a brave woman.
What's so brave about
Brave
it?
Brave
woman.
woman.
What's so brave about it?
We should get that and send it with James to
Oh, yeah.
You can go live to see if it works.
Yeah.
Yes.
just just spray your tent with it on the outside, and then have cameras ready.
On my luck, it'll track something.
Got a bobcat sitting outside.
He'll be
your
cursing.
tent.
Well, he'll be cursing. You said there was no bears, and he's running.
I think
Is that it there?
didn't
Oh,
I
yeah.
pull up a picture
called?
of that
Oh my
to
God!
put up last week?
Bigfoot juice.
What'd you say, Jeremiah?
Didn't I put a picture of that up last week?
The Bigfoot juice?
I
No,
don't
you
think
showed
Bigfoot
me
is-
after the podcast. I think it was, or on break or something.
That's funny. I didn't heard that.
Bigfoot juice. Where does she get the Bigfoot juice from?
She
Makes you
juices-
wonder.
That's
has
just,
to juice real Bigfoots to get that.
Okay, well, here's a quote. Somebody asked her, so It says, when asked how she's so sure her Bigfoot spray does the job, this lady said she had an answer for it. That's a tough question, and I quote, "That's a tough question. I guess I could ask, how do you know it doesn't work?" That's
You should say it,
Home
lady.
run.
That's your
That's
whole
the one.
product right there.
$7 a bottle. We're gonna buy some.
And it's only like that big.
Looks like beard oil bottle.
Yeah, it looks like a bottle of wine with a.
Oh, it even
Beard oil, yeah.
Yeah,
That's what I
little
was
small
thinking.
beard oil
Yeah.
What's
bottles.
that?
Yep,
Yeah.
probably is.
does that label say Happy Body
does.
Care?
Yep. Happy
Yeah.
body care. Bigfoot juice.
Get some
Shake
of
well.
Get some of that and use it
Okay,
for
I'm
beard
What's
putting
in
oil.
I'm
there?
putting this up.
What is that?
I've got to put this up on the
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
that this is too
Oh.
good.
So what's in the spray?
Just me, my
it
tent.
says, okay, no, this says, but what is
And
exactly
the
is in the
Bigfoot
spray?
juice.
Hold on,
Bigfoot
hold on. It says to attract a Bigfoot, you need a smell that is woodsy enough to keep them from scaring him off.
Well, all I got to do is camp for like a week, and I got to smell it's woodsy enough.
Oh, but it also doubles as a bug spray. So,
So it's basically bug spray.
yeah,
So you're spraying it on yourself?
I
So
guess.
Bigfoot likes DEET.
So this
Okay.
kind of comes in with the whole Bigfoot rape thing.
You know,
Okay.
I'm not
Is this
gonna.
what creates rapey Sasquatch?
I'm not taking anything that says Bigfoot juice on the label and spraying it on me.
They
No.
should have that song.
We'll do it for you, don't worry.
Yeah, no.
They should have that
We'll
song,
have a few
Pimp
beers
Juice,
and we're
going
gonna
on
spray
behind
him with some Bigfoot juice. Yeah.
So maybe she wants to use
That label says Happy Body Care,
Yeah,
This
Wow.
is killing me.
and don't forget to shake it well.
it's
Yeah.
beard oil. You put it in your beard.
Here, Bigfoot, Bigfoot, Bigfoot.
Ah,
This says she insists that all you need is a bit of a spritz to make yourself irresistible to any Bigfoot within a mile and a
Oh
half.
my
A
God.
mile and a half.
This is good stuff. I'm good stuff. This is high quality shit.
We should do that and set it here on the.
Oh, we're
on
getting
the
it. Don't
table.
worry. We'll get it.
wow.
That's funny, man. I've never heard of
We,
that.
you know, we're gonna have to just so we can like
Oh, look at that.
Smell
There's
it.
an outdoorsy
see
nature.
what it's
There you
made
go.
out of. We have to
We
get
should
it.
make a commercial for them.
$7.
Just me,
I
my
know.
tent.
I know.
And we're
getting
$7.
it.
$7.
Mike says if it doesn't work, it's because you need to shake it well enough.
Keep shaking.
Yes.
Do you shake the bottle? Do you shake your ass?
Hey,
what do
you
you
didn't
do?
say-
I mean,
Both.
You
Both
say.
just to cover your
Just to cover.
your bases.
Dude, we're getting
but if
some.
it's like bringing Sasquatch to you for
man.
whatever purpose,
Can we get a
I don't know if I
bottle
wanna
of that
shake
here
a butt.
before he goes
that's
out?
the purpose.
That way he could go live and spray it.
No, you might turn Jeremiah on, so you don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Better be careful.
You might have two
Wow.
pink socks in the room. So, before I get 2 pairs.
2 pairs.
Oh goodness, that's some good shit, man. I'm about to try to research and find that out. Where can I
There's
buy
a photograph of her holding
Bigfoot
it.
juice? Oh, I didn't see her.
Yeah, there's a
I'm
photograph.
sure she doesn't
of
look
her.
crazy, does she?
Oh, there's no way. There's no way
Shit.
that she looks crazy.
We're gonna
Wait,
find
you're
out
just gonna have to
soon,
see it. Yeah, you're gonna have to post it up there. The picture of her holding the bottle. 'Cause she's smiling. I mean, she's just cheesing it too.
Well, yeah, dude, 'cause she's getting $7 a bottle for
Oh, don't
Bigfoot
forget
juice.
$5 for shipping too. It says
$5 for
$12,
shipping?
baby, it can be yours.
Well, I mean, $12 is the price.
How
you
fast
pay
can you
to
get it here?
be
Can you get it here by
irresistible.
Tuesday?
I know. That's what we're trying to figure out.
For $5, that ought to be overnight for that tiny bottle.
I'm trying to see if we can find any
that.
more
I'd be
detail.
willing to take the chance.
What's that?
That I'd be willing to try to take a chance.
Nice.
The only problem is you might attract something.
You say
else
that till it
don't like.
works.
Yeah.
Sucked into the bush.
That's not her.
No.
That was her. I let her spray me all day.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm just kidding. Oh, it's pretty local pickers though.
There's the picture of her holding it.
They should have this song on while the commercial's going.
That's her. That's her.
Oh my goodness! Wow.
Yeah, that's her.
She looks as though
She
she's
is.
had many Bigfoot encounters.
Well, I think she has her wedding ring on too. So somebody crazy married her.
She married Bigfoot.
Wow.
Maybe that's how
They're
she knows
taking it all the
works.
way to the bank,
Somebody
baby.
Yeah,
crazy. That's awesome.
I'll be fine. Interesting.
We're not bashing. We're just
No,
mocking.
we're bashing.
We're mocking, right? Okay.
I'm trying to figure out how I can order some of this bad boy. And man, if we were local, it's free. It's free pickup, which I'd hope so.
Well, where is it?
I don't know. I'm trying to find out. I mean, you can charge me $5 to walk over and grab it from your hand.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Do you test it out in the store?
Yeah, can I try it before I
Get out
buy
of here.
it?
When you leave her front porch, she
Where's
says,
she even
"Don't
from?
forget to
It's like
shake
North
it."
Carolina.
It's like colognes. Do you get a little
North
sample?
Carolina.
You know?
Oh my
Yep.
It's
God.
about that figure.
Get like a little page that
This
you
ain't
fold
new
out
either.
and
It's been
rub
out
on
since 2 years
yourself and
ago.
see if Bigfoot
Scratch and
goes to
sniff.
sleep.
What's that
Yeah.
smell?
Hey,
Wow.
Leo,
What?
they'll have
Samples.
the scratch and sniff sit in the outdoor
You know, like in the
magazine.
magazine where you peel the little deal over.
What's going on here?
Oh my god.
Is that the Bigfoot
Hey,
you're
there,
talking about?
there, she
Is that the-
attracted it.
Is that the after effects of the spray?
Attracted that one.
This says this guy better steer clear of the forest of western North Carolina.
Oh my
That
God.
is the hairiest
All
back.
right.
That is disgusting, actually.
Wow.
This is funny, man.
Oh my
Should
gosh.
go tonight.
Well, that happened.
Yeah. It's a
Yeah,
thing.
That just happened, huh?
Yeah.
It's a thing.
It's just something else to go hiking with, you know?
Well, I mean, this
Why
at least gives origin to all the rapey Sasquatch stories that came out. maybe now we know, you know, the root. Of,
What is it? Two guys?
Rose,
Yeah.
were
Two
you
guys have come out and said they've been sexually assaulted by
Sexually
Bigfoot.
assaulted by
2
Bigfoot.
pumps and a
Well,
squirt.
out in the-
on
Oh, Bigfoot juice.
on that topic, Mike wants to know
I
if
know.
that's how you lost your pink sock out of your pocket. Were you shaking your Bigfoot juice too much?
Oh my god.
Thanks, Mike. Oh my God.
Remember, the pig socks aren't in his pocket; they're more
Yeah,
taxable.
they're taxed a little higher.
Oh my god. Holy crap. Woo.
Guys, we are spiraling tonight.
Yeah.
Hey, no topic is off limits, right?
Yeah, that's
No,
hilarious.
We did say that.
But we did share that with the public, you know?
Yes.
They are now aware of Bigfoot juice.
Yes, yes.
All of a sudden,
Yeah.
she sees her sales go from 0 to 2 bottles. I bought one. Rose already has it.
It's already in the mail. You know?
It's
She
happening.
sells 2 bottles. She better send us one for like $1.
She's probably a millionaire now with everybody buying that stuff.
Yep.
Don't
All
forget to
right.
shake it.
Look out, Bigfoot.
That's about the end of the first hour. So, on that note,
We'll come back with
Yeah.
something different. than that.
Or maybe we won't.
oh my god, that's funny. Whew. So you
We
want?
need to get a bottle of that. So
Oh, we're
we put it on
gonna.
the
Don't worry,
table.
we'll have it. We'll have it.
You want to go to break now?
Yeah.
All right.
Quick little break.
I think we need it after that. So, okay, we're going to cut out for just a minute, take a quick break. We will do our very best not to make it a 13-minute break like last week. So,
Even if we did, come back because there's more
Yes.
Bigfoot juice.
yes, hey, you know, so yes. While we're taking our break, take a minute to like and share if you haven't already. Subscribe to everything you can. Follow the page. Share it with your friends, family, whoever. And yeah, we will be back in just a little bit. See you on the other side.
start the.
And we're back.
I popped it on my screen by accident.
What was that? That was a little better this time. About
You
6
know-
minutes, something like that.
I don't know.
Leo, if you end up getting the number, if she has a number to
You
call,
want her number?
I would want it because I want to see if we could
I don't think that.
come up with some kind of sponsorship or
Oh,
something for our show.
Cryptic Heartland.
You want- you want a
Sponsored
Bigfoot
by
juice. You have
Squatch Juice.
Bigfoot Juice T-shirts.
Yeah.
Well,
They
we should.
actually have them.
They do?
Yes.
Oh, Jason,
shopping.
you have to get a Bigfoot Juice T-shirt, man.
Oh, okay. No, sorry. It was on the when I was running the Google search on the shopping tab. As a Bigfoot drinking juice box funny T-shirt. So, but it was right under the Bigfoot juice ad. So
Dang.
It's crazy.
that's actually kind of a cool shirt. I would wear that.
Oh, it's bio. Bigfoot by bio. What is this?
Is that it? Did you
No,
find where
it's
to
something
buy it?
else. No, I'm trying to find it though.
Does somebody else have Bigfoot Juice?
This
What
is- I don't know what
was it?
that was. Vape. Oh wow, you can get some Bigfoot e-liquid.
Oh, so you can vape Bigfoot Juice.
Uh-huh.
Oh, dang. I don't know.
I don't know
I
about
don't
that
know if I want
one.
to smoke the essence of Bigfoot.
Oh, I found a number. I'm calling her.
I think that's.
Can we
found
call her
it.
live on the
Use
show?
with
Oh, dude, we could call her live on the show.
Let's call her live and say,
Okay.
hey, we're live
I found
on.
the secret ingredients.
It says the secret
It
ingredients.
says witch hazel, distilled water, cedar wood, essential oil, thieves essential oil, peppermint essential oil,
Oh, peppermint keeps the bugs
purification,
away. That's
essential
what
oil,
keeps the bugs away.
citronella. That's why citronella.
Citronella and peppermint.
Epsom salts.
Peppermint keeps spiders away.
That except for the Epsom salt, that sounds a lot like my beard oil recipe. I'm suing.
Nice.
Little did you know, all you gotta do is add Epsom salt to your beard oil, and now it's Bigfoot
Hey,
juice.
there you
See,
go.
it does work.
You were so close.
Wow.
Oh god, we're getting some.
Wow.
Okay, back to the show. I don't know how we topped that, man. That was awesome.
Was there a
Yeah,
number?
that should have been the closer.
Was there a
there.
number?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's.
We
a
should
number.
call it live. Let's do it.
Oh,
You gotta
man.
be careful with that.
Do we?
You gotta
Yeah.
tell them you're on the air. You can't just put somebody on there without telling them.
Say, hey, you're live on the air. We'd like to talk to you about this Sasquatch juice.
I guess if somebody went up to the side and told her and she agreed,
Yeah.
I'd be up to Roth. Roth would have to talk her into
Oh, I want to call her right now.
You just want a date.
Do what?
You just want a date.
No, I really wanted to call her.
Like, I need some of that Bigfoot spray. A little lonely at night.
I need a little tickle.
Yeah.
Okay, let's try to rein it back in here because I do have something I wanted to.
Okay,
I came
go
across
for it.
this last
Fine,
week.
Marty.
Why can't I hear anything?
Volume?
Oh, there it is. Okay, never mind. So,
It's the little thing.
last week coming across, I think when I was trying to find something to talk about, just in case we did
Just
what
in
we
case
did a while
bonded
ago.
with
So-
Bigfoot juice or something like that.
Fresno County, California. We've all heard the stories of Bigfoot, people saying they've seen the legendary beast all over the country, and now another sighting in the Golden State. According to paranormal expert Jeffrey Gonzalez, the most recent sighting was near Avocado Lake. Avocado Lake. Where is that?
Avocados.
I've never heard of that.
Is he an avid
Avocado.
I have no idea. This
researcher of
just
Sasquatch?
Gonzalez says a local farmer saw a family of 5 or 6 Bigfoot running on his ranch in the middle of the night. One of them, which was extremely tall, had a pig over its shoulder, and the 5 scattered, and the one with the pig was running so fast it didn't see an irrigation pipe and it tripped, with the pig flying over.
Bigfoot blooper reel.
I
Well, they can't be all graceful,
right.
Even deers fall down and
Yeah,
can't,
yeah.
Squirrels don't always make it to the next limb.
That's true.
I've seen him. My cat can't even jump into the chair sometimes. He misses that.
Right, yeah,
You know?
yeah.
You know, so.
That's funny.
You know,
This
can you
this
imagine
story intrigued Gonzalez, but did not surprise him.
Oh,
In the past 5 years, there have been 3 Bigfoot sightings, all in the same area in East Fresno County. So it's near Fresno, I guess.
Yeah.
I would
is that
I would
it?
have never guessed in a million years that you would have told me there were Bigfoot on Shields or Ashland Avenue, right? So I want to know what's going on. Is this for real? Says Gonzalez. He says 5 years ago, a woman called him saying her 2 sons had seen a Bigfoot in their orchard one afternoon. A few years later, a man said he saw 5 Bigfoot in an orchard across the street from his house. Turns out it was the same orchard where the boys had seen the Bigfoot years earlier. And now a local farmer says he too has seen 5 Bigfoot on his property. What are the odds of 3 people, 3 different families who don't know each other within a radius of 2 to 3 miles come and tell me that they witness and it matches up? On a Bigfoot expedition a few years ago, Gonzalez says he came back to his truck to find prints on his car. Those prints were tested by a local DNA expert. According to the test, the print matched up with that of a gorilla.
So Bigfoot walked on his car like a cat, like walks on the car. Leaves
Well,
the paw prints.
they've had like people said like paw prints, like handprints
Mhm.
up on the windows or on the
Yeah.
car. Like searching it and just looking at it and stuff like that, going up and touching the everything. They've
I thought just
seen the
walked
prints.
over it.
Could have walked over it. It's what you would have done.
Reached over it.
He would have reached.
But-
So the only thing that I find a little leery about that is, or that I'm a little leery of with that account is being able to collect enough DNA off of a handprint,
Yeah.
Yeah.
to run that kind of a test.
It was a local, they just happened to have that local person. They had enough DNA and they knew exactly what it is, and he called it a gorilla.
Right. Yeah.
There's a video out there on YouTube about this. It says they saw a family of Bigfoot out there. It's
So,
near the avocado lake.
Yeah.
It's known for people to see that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
like traveling through, passing through,
Well, yeah,
in their
they're
fields,
nomadic,
in their
yeah, which
if,
makes sense.
If they're traveling through and passing through, which a lot of the researchers that Brendan talks to and everything, and he's told me all about it. Is that they're traveling the river systems,
Right.
And farmers have seen them in the field eating their corn.
Yeah, well, this guy was a
all
farmer
that
that
stuff.
found it.
Yeah,
They called that Jeffrey Gonzalez guy from that paranormal team. He called him out there because he had seen a family on the farm, supposedly traveling through.
I don't know. If I was out there and I could go visit the area, I'd be out there.
Oh hell yeah!
Sure.
Sure.
But to get the DNA and a positive like that, I mean they don't get like straight on gorilla.
Right.
They get primate, type, unknown
Right.
primate
Right.
of some kind. They don't get like an exact DNA match or anything like that.
Have you ever done anything yet with the hair?
Nah, most
you
likely
found?
it's probably just horsehair. But
I mean, it looks like it,
I mean-
but in some ways,
yeah, I mean I have it. I just don't know who or what to go. Who's going to do it without costing me a bunch?
What about Chris? Scared?
Chris.
Oh yeah, I could ask her.
Yeah.
I could ask her.
There you go.
I mean, they don't do
You
DNA
could be sitting on
tests.
a
They don't do DNA
Gold
tests.
mine, buddy. All these years.
Yeah,
you
they don't do
even
any
know.
DNA testing or anything like that.
Or she could probably give you.
Yeah,
She could
she
give
could,
me a
yeah.
good, especially. I mean, yeah, I could.
Yeah, there you
Absolutely.
go. Let's
Ask
get her
for,
done. Let's get her done. Do it.
Coming from the man who doesn't even want to go out and do it.
Do it. Yeah, I'm
Or doesn't believe in
I'm
it.
kind
Doesn't
of a
believe in
ghost
it.
guy myself. I mean, but I do want to try to get out there more with you guys.
See, this is the perfect way to make you a believer. We'll get you some of that juice. We'll spray it on you, and see what
you
happens.
know what? I would love to. You guys do whatever you want.
Okay.
I'll do it. I'm in.
I know some areas where there's been sightings, so we can just
Yeah.
take you out there, leave
Locally
you.
too. Locally, we'll
Oh,
take you down
man,
there.
let's get
We'll
her
keep
done.
a camera on you. We'll keep a radio
Yeah.
on.
We could
Yeah.
do one, you know what, facing
can
me,
do
and then
one. I
one
don't
out
wanna
this
do
way. And
Hey, Mike.
He's talking to
Why don't you? I'd like to talk about that. Why don't you call in
Where's Mike?
if you can?
He's online. It's the voice.
He says if they swap the print, you can get DNA. We do it in my career all the time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oils.
But they
and
never
all
get
that.
like a gorilla. I mean, it's like some kind of unknown primate.
Yeah,
you know,
it
stuff.
doesn't
Right.
say.
It's not
only Bigfoot.
necessarily
It's
gorilla.
just- yeah, it's primate.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
So give me a minute, he'll call.
In my
Like-
headphones. Oh.
Dang it, man.
I guess you could. I guess you really could.
Headphones, I was-
I was
guess
just
that
doing a
makes
little
sense.
bit of Google research, quote unquote, on this Jeffrey Gonzalez.
Yeah.
I guess he's got a podcast and
Yeah.
um,
Part of the Sanger Paranormal, is this called Sanger? Or what is it?
yeah, Sanger Paranormal Society.
Is that him there?
I don't know if that's him without listening to the video. It's either him or the farmer. It
And
says
so,
keep the farmer notifies Jeffrey Gonzalez. Say, I don't know which is which without watching the footage. 'Cause it's the same guy talking most
He
of
looks
the
like
time.
a farmer.
He also looks like a Jeffrey Gonzalez, too.
Either way, are they the same guy?
Maybe it is.
Plot
Maybe
thickens.
it is. What's the was that? Didn't say anything.
but yeah, I mean, of course. I mean, I haven't looked into him a whole lot here, but I mean, he seems, from what I can see here, at least somewhat credible, and
Yeah.
of course, I have a hard time calling anyone a paranormal expert, but that's just
Yeah.
me and my
You
perception.
can take
and-
classes to get certain. Sorry.
Sign me up!
Get that degree.
Sorry.
And a flashlight.
Sorry.
Oh, you get a free flashlight?
Yeah.
Call back to
Oh.
earlier times. In
So,
life.
somewhere I've got a certificate that says I'm certified.
Did you
You're
take
not-
it?
Ghost
Huh?
Hunter.
You took it?
Doctor?
No, Ben gave it to me. He signed it.
Right. I forgot
Ben
about
signed
that.
it.
I totally forgot about that.
I'm a certified paranormal investigator. He was handing them
So
out
are
to
you a
everybody.
doctor then? Do we refer to you
Did you get
as
one?
Dr.
I don't
Jason?
remember.
Oh,
I think we all got them, didn't we?
PhD?
I know Ben handed them
Yeah.
out because he was like handing them out to all of
I
us.
probably still have one somewhere too. I think that should say that. I forgot he did give it to all of us.
Maybe you should start
I
calling.
think you
us
can
Yeah.
actually take some classes now at Friends or at WSU.
You know, there used to be classes.
Uh-oh.
There used to be classes. for
All
that.
right.
Everybody but Jake can listen.
Yep.
You're good, Jake. I got you.
Oh,
You-
nice. Thanks.
Got you.
You're on the Cryptic Heartland podcast. Who am I talking with?
Hey guys, it's Mike.
How you doing today?
Mike.
What's up, Mike?
Mike.
Don't even ask. We got a ton of rain last night and it flooded my basement.
Oh
So,
no,
no.
that sucks.
day.
Sorry to hear that, brother.
Is the sound for you okay on your end?
Yeah, it sounds great.
Okay, good. All right. So, the only thing I was leery about with that article a while ago was that they swabbed the handprints on the vehicle. I think it said it was, and got DNA from that. I just wasn't aware that you could get enough DNA for a sample by that kind of a swab.
Now, with today's technology, you'd be amazed what they can do with DNA.
Wow.
I mean, you would be absolutely amazed. I know that we've gone and we've processed vehicles before, and we swabbed the steering wheel,
Worried about
and
where
we
you've
come away
left it
with
now?
plenty for DNA.
Wow. Okay.
So
Oh.
yeah, I mean, if there's a print and it's a good size print, then yeah, you can swab it and you can get a DNA profile based off that.
So, Mike,
But
have you
here's
ever
one-
taken one and then it comes back as something that, like Jason said? What did you call it, Jason? Did it
Primate.
use
Well, most of the
primate?
time-
Like
most of
if
the
it
time
comes
they-
back as a primate?
Yeah, most of the time they don't say gorilla or they have it's just unknown primate.
Yeah.
And of course, I mean, we got to keep in mind in Mike's line of work, they're going to be. I mean, they're
We gotta be
probably not
people.
generally looking for anything outside of the human species. So,
Right, and you can usually tell by looking at the print whether it's going to be human or gorilla. I've never seen a gorilla print, but I'm pretty sure I can tell the difference.
right?
Here's my thing with that. Okay, they see a print on there, they go and they swab it. You know, first of all, they know how to swab it appropriately, so there's no contamination.
right.
Secondly, they get that DNA profile, and they say it's gorilla. Okay, if they're saying it's a gorilla, it's a gorilla. It's not a Bigfoot. It's a gorilla.
Right.
Yeah.
If it was a Bigfoot, then it would say something like what Jason's saying, where it would say unknown primate.
Right.
But
Interesting.
yeah, no, if they come back saying that is a gorilla,
It's a gorilla.
yeah, exactly.
Because
It is.
they know what the DNA profile of a gorilla is.
Then they need to be checking the local zoo to see what's missing.
But
Probably.
maybe it is
Exactly.
under the gorilla because of
We can type that DNA down to the person.
Mm-hmm.
So if I can sit there and they will sit there and they will check the DNA and they'll say, okay, we have a male individual, and they can usually tell you the race and stuff like that based on the markers that are in the DNA.
Right.
You come back and you say, okay, I want to compare it to this person, and then we give them a known sample, and they can say, yes, it is that person.
Right.
They're coming back and they're saying that this is definitely a gorilla. It's definitely a gorilla.
Okay, so my question is, if you think of Bigfoot, you're going to think it comes from the gorilla family. So therefore, maybe it's possible that.
But that's
'Cause
where
nobody
he's coming.
knows.
That's where he's saying that it's not going to say gorilla. It's going to say unknown primate or something like that because
Right.
it's
We don't have a definition of proper DNA of Sasquatch because we've never caught one. There's no dead body, nothing like that.
Right.
So we don't know. But they
if
have
there-
a
But
lot.
if there is a sighting of a Bigfoot in that area, and they did take some prints, maybe
Well-
it actually does come across as a.
They have
Gorilla.
done that. They have
Right.
done that with hair samples, feces, and they come back with unknown primate.
right.
Okay.
Right. And I mean, another thing we have to keep in mind with this is the accuracy of the article. I mean, it's not a particularly well written article. The guy's probably not a basement journalist, running his own little blog or whatever. And I don't say that to just be an asshole, but I mean it's.
But with that,
You-
you get people who see that and read that, and they think it's a gorilla.
Right.
And that's
right.
all it is.
So
We are
you-
investigators. We have to take everything with a grain of salt until we can prove that it was collected properly, stored properly, processed properly. That's the nature of what we do as paranormal investigators, Bigfoot investigator, whatever you want to call us. That's our nature. Is
Right.
we take everything with a grain of salt. We look for the debunk first, and
Mhm.
then, in the absence of a debunk, then we look at what could it possibly be.
Right. Well, okay. Well,
Yeah.
yeah. Thanks.
Sorry.
Thanks for your help
Distracted.
enlightening us on that, Mike. That was helpful. I appreciate you calling in.
Oh, no problem.
All right. Well,
Thank you.
we will. We'll talk to you later.
Sounds good. Talk
All
to
right,
you guys.
thanks.
All right.
Mike.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Oh, sorry, buddy. I might
No.
rip that. I've got the short end, so.
Oh,
Wonder if he could do anything with the hair.
Well, he doesn't do it, but
Or had
Yeah.
somebody
Right.
that
No, I'm
could,
right.
Well, I'm still gonna check with the veterinarians to see if it's just something, that they've noticed before, have seen before. I mean, if it's horsehair, then it'll be straight.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
what
I mean,
if it
straight in
wasn't?
there.
Holy crap.
I mean, what if it's not?
Because, there's not a lot. From the people that say they own the land and the people that's behind them, they don't have horses.
Yeah, and for
So-
the property where I collected the hair with Brendan, there wasn't any. I mean, yes, could he at one point allowed a horse or horses to come up there into his property? Yes, could have. How long has the hair been up there on that fence, on that barbed wire fence along there?
Yeah.
Could have been for a while, but it's the fact that it was multicolored. There was red, there was black, white, all along that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, was there cattle there? Yes, there's cows there, but it didn't match the type of hair that
Well,
they
then they
had.
don't have the long hair like that.
On their tail, their tail and whipping around. They had length of hair maybe got so big, but it didn't match. I mean, it wasn't that kind of coarse. You know, some cows kind of have it up around their neck or whatever, but you know, nothing like that. Nothing to get that long and rub it up against a barbed wire fence and collect it.
And it really wasn't
Right.
coarse hair like you'd expect on a horse or a cow.
It was,
you know,
yeah.
it was kind of more fine.
Like a
strand, if I
dog,
remember
like-
right.
I'll have to bring it to you guys
Yeah.
again and let
Yeah.
you look at it.
That would be
Review
awesome.
it. But you know, he did claim that he had seen a creature standing up on the property up there in that area, and he could hear the screams and the growling and all that stuff. And it was standing on 2 feet.
Wow.
So, you know, that's the reason why, you know, we were intrigued by it. And it even, I think he even said he was in either the back bedroom or the bathroom that had a window, and they could hear the screaming coming from just right outside his home and stuff like that. So the yelps and the screaming and growling and the moving around and hearing it. So there was some, and when we went out there, it was a very isolated spot. It was it was out there in the country. It was, and it's not far from heavily wooded areas. And there was a river just on our way in. We crossed over a bridge, and there was really nice river right there. Crazy thing about it is right in front of his property is a huge cemetery right there too.
Oh, wow.
So he's got that too,
Right.
on this property.
Wow.
So we were out there for several hours,
Mhm.
just going over things and stuff. And there was flowers that, you know, not fake flowers, but real flowers that you could tell were on somebody's grave, but yet it was tossed and carried out into his property and like off in the woods. Just
Wow.
laying there. And Brendan said something about their researchers have seen over the years that Sasquatch like will take stuff
Yeah.
and then leave something else in place of it, like an offering or a gift, like, here, I'll take this, you can have this.
Right.
And they'll leave.
Right.
But
That's a fairly common behavior in a lot of the animal
yeah, gorillas,
Oh.
world.
chimpanzees, all that.
Not to be a downer, but that's a huge thing that pack rats do.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Pack
Yeah.
rats always leave something when they take something.
Yeah, they've seen piles of rocks and stuff like that before, left in place of something. You know, just piles
Mhm.
of rocks. Like, I don't know. Pack rats. Could, but I don't know.
Oh no, a pile of rocks.
But it was just a weird coincidence, and we didn't, do anything. Couldn't think too much about it. It was just something that we took note of with it. But
Did you ever go to the graves and see if there's anything strange laying on any of them?
we kind of walked out and about in that area. Didn't see anything out of the ordinary that jumped out at us or anything. But pretty cold that morning.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but we were out there. We were more concerned about trying to salvage what we could of the print that we had just put the plaster in, and we were waiting for it to dry, and then the damn cow stepped in it.
Oh, that's right.
Brendan turned around. He's like, "Oh shit!" And he hits me, and he's like, "Look what's standing over there by our area." Because we just walked away for a moment because the guy wanted to show us something else down below, off the hill. We look up there, and there's 3 cows up there, and they're just staring at us, And then they both all 3 of them bang into each other like little schoolgirls, getting scared and running off. Couldn't tell, and they stepped right in the middle of that. So we were like, damn it. Because there was a print right there, and we casted it. So, we took what we could of it, but I don't think you can make anything out of it after a cow demolished it. So, oh well. But, the area in itself is a pretty unique area for sightings. Like I said, it's not far from, it's in southeast Kansas, and there's a lot of wooded area around this area that it had where he lived, and it wasn't far from a well-known state park. So I don't know. It was cool. It was very interesting out there. It's I just think it'd be awesome for you guys to come out with us when we do that.
Right.
See it, listen to the story, see the site, see the area. There is so much area to cover. Even we got permission to go over to the other guy's property, and it was just wooded, rocky area. It didn't even look like Kansas. And I was just wandering on. I mean, I kind of went too far away that I couldn't even hear the two of them hollering my name.
Yeah.
Because they were trying to figure out where I went. And I was like, oh, shit, I got turned around here. So it took me a good 10, 15 minutes to find out where I was and find them. Because I just got lost from it.
Stephanie made the comment. Stephanie made the comment a little bit ago that we need to take all you guys over to the farm and do a Bigfoot hunt over there.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Heck yeah.
I'd be willing to bet we could find something over there. I mean, it's.
Yeah.
I think we were talking about doing that already.
Yeah,
weren't
we need to get over there. And who knows what kind of stuff we could maybe grab and
Yeah,
send off for DNA
you know,
and
it's
stuff like
it would be, you know, of course, I don't know. We gotta, you know, get all this approved by her parents, but it would really be worth going over there for like 2 nights because to do paranormal, you know, a ghost hunt on one night and Bigfoot hunt on another night because just because of the experience that we had over there the last time we were over there. You know, that's like the equivalent of ancestral ground for her.
Yeah.
It's been in her family for generations, and you know, plus whatever was happening there before.
Well, their family's had it forever. Is there
Yeah.
any stories you've heard of, or anybody, or have you just not brought anything up to them?
Well, they certain parts of the family like to talk to me about it. Because I mean they're fascinated by it, and they've asked me if I've ever seen or experienced anything over there, and I told them about the ghost light that I saw, and so this is Stephanie's mom that I'm talking about. She looks for that every time she's over there now. She hasn't seen it yet, but yeah, it's definitely.
Piqued some interest. In
Yeah. So I don't know. It would be really cool though. The farm, in case, well, for those of you that are lost on what I'm talking about, the farm is my fiance's family ground out in the Flint Hills of Kansas, and it's I want to say just shy of 200 acres, and it's all wooded, or almost all wooded, very hilly. The vast majority of it's only accessible by ATV.
Oh wow.
And some of it's not even accessible by ATV. So we kept trying to, the last time we were over there, we kept trying to get over to the other side of the lake, and there's just no way, not without a boat. You can't, the terrain at one end of the lake that's actually on the property is too rough. You can't even get an ATV across it, so.
Wow. Interesting. Huh. Yeah.
I'm game. Are you?
Leo and I'll watch you guys live.
There's a large body
Guys
of water.
want to know all the answers.
You guys
but
are all
don't wanna
talking about. I'm
do it.
thinking, how many snakes am I going to run into
If
on
there's
the way?
a large
I'm just
body of water, I'm going to
There
go bash
is
something
there's a
rattlesnakes.
big ass rat snake, not a rattlesnake, a rat
Oh, rat
snake.
snakes are good though. They don't.
Big ass rat snake that lives under the cabin. So there's a good chance you'd see it.
Sure, that makes me want to go now.
There's no
Yeah,
rats
so.
in the cabin.
But there's no rattlesnakes. If there's a rat snake there, there's not going to be any rattlesnakes around. So.
Yeah, true, too.
It's still a snake.
I used to
No.
be one of those that lived under my back.
So
And
now-
the scorpions
now
only come
Jason's
out in the
like, I
middle of the
don't
summer.
wanna
So
I can kill a spider, but a snake, I don't know.
oh come on, guys.
I'm good.
It stays
I'm
away.
ready.
It stays
Let's
away
go.
during winter time, right?
What's that?
It stays
far
away
as you
during
know.
yeah.
Yeah, the snakes and scorpions don't come out much in the fall, winter, and spring. So it's all good.
I'll have my own tent.
Oh, you don't even need a tent over there. There's a cabin.
Yeah, remember the snakes underneath it?
Yep,
Yep.
I heard
That's
that.
why he said tent.
Loud and clear.
That's why he said. That's why he said he's gonna have a tent.
I've been feeling James off camera smiling ear to ear like, it's your turn, bitch. Yep. Payback.
Oh man.
You never know. We'll see.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Leo's sleeping in his car.
You never know. Well, maybe the first time, would it?
Oh no.
On a location. Interesting. No, I'd be curious to see. I mean, you were talking about all that stuff. I was even thinking UFOs out there too, possibly. I mean, you know, things in the skies. Especially it being, you know, I'm sure it's Native American out that way too. So you know, I'd be interested to see.
It'd be perfect to see all the, you know, the night sky out there.
Oh my God! It's the only place I've seen. The only place I've ever seen more stars than out there is from about 10,000 feet in Colorado.
Oh, we gotcha.
Up in the mountains with no lights around. It just, oh my God. You know, that's the only place I've ever seen the stars more clear than it's a farm. So. Lena says we should just get snake repellent juice. I wonder if Bigfoot juice would work for that too.
It could. Only one way to find out.
Next thing you know, roast cut up with a snake and a Bigfoot.
The Bigfoot brings the snake.
It's my offering, buddy.
Yeah.
I would just pass out.
That means we can take pictures.
Drape some pink socks off his ears.
Let's do it. Oh my
Wow.
gosh. Too funny.
Oh my gosh.
Do you know if there's any like strange sightings in the sky out there? Any reports? Have you ever heard about
that's never
area?
really come up in conversation. But you know, some of the stuff that I've seen out there, you know, that would be a plausible explanation for just odd, you know, moving lights and whatnot. Even some of the ghost light phenomena, you know, could be explained as UFO, possibly. So, but it would damn sure be a good place to keep an eye out for them, because you're not going to miss anything in the sky out there for sure.
You could probably see the satellites moving easy.
Oh hell yeah, yeah!
All the time.
You can see the Milky Way plain as day. I mean, you can even see the Eridanus Void.
So
you know,
on
on
site to go out there and see all that.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah. Hell, I mean,
it's amazing.
yeah. I'd love to find out, because I don't think I've ever heard of anyone out,
I haven't either.
you know, in that area seeing much of anything.
Mhm.
I've heard of like the ghost lights, like you've seen.
Right.
I've read stories in that Haunted Kansas book. There's a story of like ghost lights that it's like connected to some woman and other cowboys. Have you read the book?
I haven't read.
You haven't read? Do you have it?
No.
No. It's but yeah, it has something to do with the 1800s. Some woman and some other cowboys and stuff, but she's the leader of them or whatever, and they've seen multiple ghost lights together, like hovering over the fields and stuff and going.
Right.
But you know, people claim the same thing with UFO sightings. They balls of light hovering over the fields and.
Right.
You know.
The only thing that makes me think with the ghost lights out there that I've seen, the only thing that makes me think we're dealing more with like a ghost phenomena rather than a UFO phenomena is that the vast majority of the time when I've seen them, they have been their placement would have been in the right place for a house that used to be standing right there. That the house actually just burned down, like I want to say it was just last year from a lightning strike, but it hasn't been lived in for years and years and years. But some of Stephanie's family actually grew up there in that house, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, Stephanie, but yeah. And then you know it last year got struck by lightning and burned down. So at least I think that's what happened.
Right.
So I think no one actually even noticed that it had burned down until it was probably a couple or 3 weeks after it happened.
Wow.
But
No strange designs or any crop circle type stuff out there?
not that I've
I
seen.
mean, Flint
Yeah.
Hills is so vast, you know, it's huge.
It is. There's not a lot of like actual cropland.
Right.
There's not any actual cropland on our property out there. It's all prairie grass, where something like that could happen. And I don't know. It might be.
Sometimes
it
you
would
can't
just
see
be-
it from until you're from above.
Yeah. It's just
And
there's
people in planes aren't going to see it from thousands of feet up.
right. There is a spot out there. It's probably the highest spot in the whole area out there that you can get to from the ATVs, and I mean you can see anything else out on the property. Might be able to see them from there, but
Yeah.
I've never noticed anything like that. So
Yeah, it's something I'm always like looking when I'm driving through the Flint Hills and stuff like that. I mean, driving just yesterday from Kansas City back home, I'm just like looking out and about, just seeing
Yeah.
if I see anything.
Yeah,
I'm
all the
always
time, too. Yep.
The only thing we've seen is a bat that flew almost into the car.
God, that was
that time.
crazy. I forgot about that. Coming back from that Topeka ghost hunt we did a couple weeks back.
Mm-hmm.
We were driving. What the hell is that big? Oh shit! It was almost hit Jason's
Yeah, it
car.
almost went right into the windshield. The
Oh,
bat
nice.
just flew off.
Yeah.
But
Okay. Yep.
no, I mean, I think it's just kind of fascinating that nobody really goes out there to the Flint Hills to like search for anything. I mean, it's private property. Of
Right.
course.
There's
You can't
a-
just go out and do
There's
it.
a
but-
few sightings and stuff in Kansas, a few stores, but not a lot
Yeah.
in the Flint Hills.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't ever really see anybody out there.
There's not a
How
lot out
often
there.
does the farmers or the people out there that own the land, besides going to check on the cattle once in a while.
Right.
I mean, the only thing we saw like a guy on a horse who was actually out there kind of checking on his stuff. But other than that, I never see anybody out there.
Well, is it because it's so densely populated in that region?
Could be.
Well, and
It's
it's
a-
not
it's
easy
it's
to
just
travel.
it's
so
so
spread out.
sparsely
Yeah.
populated. It's
That's
all
what I meant.
ranch
Yeah,
land.
sparsely.
Yeah.
You know, it's just all ranch and farm ground,
that's what I'm
cattle
saying.
land. It just
So anything
Yeah.
could really, ET could be signing, signaling home, and we wouldn't even know.
they could have a
You
whole
know?
base out there
Yeah.
and would never know.
It's Paul out there, You ever seen that?
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
Well, that and it from the sounds of what you were saying too. It's not easy to travel around.
Yeah.
Other than right there off the highway, man.
You got to know who's
further
out
back
there. You
and-
got to have permission and find the right back roads.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like the way there's 2 or 3 different ways to get to the farm out there, but the way that we go, I mean, even my truck, it's in some places a little risky just taking my truck, trying to head out there without a 4-wheel drive. We can get out there just fine in my truck, but I'd sure feel a lot better if I had a 4-wheel drive,
Nice.
Well, good thing I have one. Let's go. If we don't
I
hunt
do.
Sasquatch, we can hunt bass.
Now you did it. You pissed
See,
it off. Way to
look
go.
what you did.
I think that was maybe our visitor saying hi. I don't know.
Let's be back into it.
That's all right. You can barely see it.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry about it. You
Yeah.
can barely see anything on there.
Except for this hair right here.
Yeah, that's all right. But anyway, what else? We got about 15 minutes,
Like
and
this.
there's crickets. Right
I like messing with you on purpose.
So I know we had talked about it briefly before, but the documentary is now on Amazon Prime. You can watch it for free. The Sir No Face documentary.
That's out there now.
I watched that today.
What'd you think, man? Because this is a part 2. There's a sequel to it now. I
Is
own
there,
it.
is there a sequel
I
to
own
the
it.
Sir No Face?
Yeah.
Okay, see now the first
What's it
one.
on? What you see? Watch it on?
I watched it on Amazon
Amazon Prime.
Prime.
Okay.
It's free on
I,
there
you can
now.
borrow one. I had a copy.
But
Oh,
I've had it for since March.
you know it had 2 stars, and you're like, it might not be that good. But I think it's really. Have you watched it?
Oh yeah. I got
I was really.
I got it back in
I think people
a
gave
while
it a
ago.
bad review because at first it's a little slow, but
a
then
lot of build up.
he spends most of the time trying to debunk it, which
That's what's cool about it.
which I really respect that because. Man, it's an unbelievable thing. The full body apparition.
Yeah,
but
when you see it, it's like, wow, what am I looking at?
When he has the CGI guy look at it and he can't say that it's CGI because it doesn't look like it, and then he makes.
Yeah.
Tell him a little bit about
what it is.
Yeah,
It's Chad Kalick. If anybody in the paranormal world knows who he is, he's the guy that's been on Paranormal State. He's been around for years. He's well known. It's his last known paranormal investigation, kind of relevant.
His last public investigation.
Yeah, what it is he met up. He's a filmmaker also too. He's done a bunch of films, and he was on tour down in Australia, Sydney, and a group of paranormal investigators, a team down there, came up to him and just started talking to him, introduced themselves, and then that was it. He went to his hotel room later on that night, or later on, whenever it was, and next thing he knows, knock on his door. And it's the same team. Like, what the hell? How'd you get my information? Whatever. So he was talking to him, just chatting him up and having a good time with him. And one thing led to another. They got together, put an event on together, talk about more stuff. And he showed his evidence and was getting to go outside and smoke. And they got to start doing their presentation, showing their evidence they've caught. And he's watching this shit before he goes out the door. And there's a lot of stuff that intrigues him. He's like, what is all this stuff that they have? I mean, they have some good quality shit that's like. So he stuck around and watched it.
So when they start talking about a full body apparition, really catches his attention.
So he basically talks to the guy, the leader of the team, and says, "Hey, what you showed me, what I seen, what we talked about, are you faking this shit?" And he's like, "No." And he's like, "I don't know." He basically comes to agreement. He says, "I'm gonna call you out right now, and I'm gonna make it known. If this is bullshit you're showing me, I'm gonna put it out there and tell everybody it's bullshit." And the guy's like, leader from the team, his name's Craig Powell. He's like, "I'll tell you right now, if you can figure out what the hell I have on camera or on this video, more power to you, because I've been scratching my head for years about it." And this team was actually asked by the they're called the West Sydney Paranormal Research, I think is what it's called. They were asked by the government to go to this island. I think it's called
Cockatoo
Island, yeah. Because there's all the workers there. Like we've had in past cases, with people working there, weird shit happening.
Well, Cockatoo Island originally was a prison.
Yeah.
It was a prison island, like an Alcatraz.
Mm-hmm.
That closed down, then became a shipyard.
Yeah.
During both World War I and II. They built ships there, and that's where they went for repair.
Right. And the Sydney government wanted to turn this place into a tourist attraction initially.
Campground.
They wanted to invite people there, but there was too much going on that they wanted somebody to come and do some research on it.
Well, they had opened the campground.
Yeah.
And then they were getting all these reports of people seeing stuff. People seeing
Right.
a light on in the one house. And,
Right.
and people seeing stuff going by.
But they went out there and they found what they found, and then now the government won't let anybody on the property, including this team anymore.
Yeah, that was
They shut it
strange
down.
at the end of the episode. Because they had taken a couple of the government officials with them during the times when they had the lights flash.
Right.
And
That's cool.
then right at the end of the episode, it was after we took the government people there, we got a letter saying that we could never go back there again. We were never allowed to go back there again. Their team wasn't even allowed to go to Cockatoo Island at all
Right.
anymore. Not to the campgrounds, not to the nothing.
Yeah. But Chad Kiddick took the footage back to L.A. He has a sort of friend, neighbor, acquaintance that does Hollywood movies. He's worked on Terminator or Transformers. He's done a bunch of the CGI shit. Took this footage of this apparition they caught in this building
It's amazing
to him
to see it.
and showed him this footage. And the guy said, "I can't figure this shit out." He used all his magic he could in Hollywood.
It looks like a too good
Yeah,
to be
it's a
true.
freaking
It's
good
insane.
apparition. It's high quality. It's in green, vision shot, and thing
Yes.
peeks his head out between his doorway and looks.
Yeah, it
and then
moves.
peeks
It
back.
moves real fluid, like
Yeah.
real. I mean,
What's the
Sir No Face.
Sir No Face.
That's what it's called. They call him that because the apparition doesn't have a face, no nose, face,
And it
that's what they
wouldn't
call him.
respond
Yeah.
until they started calling it Sir.
Yeah, they call it
Sir.
the sewer.
And once
Sir.
they started
No
referring
Face.
to
Yeah,
it as
I have
Sir,
it, like I said. I can just borrow it. Thing is, though, what do you call it? When they caught this apparition, they set up a camera in there, there was two people, two of their team members were there.
Yeah,
His
they
wife
were
and
camping.
another guy set a camera up. They locked it up, went back and slept. Didn't realize what they had caught on camera.
Yeah.
There was nobody in the building.
In fact, they had told him that it was a slow night and that nothing happened.
Yeah.
And then he
they
was
even,
just sitting there anyway, just going through it.
Right. They even went back and asked the guy that does security
Yeah,
on
the
the island
guard.
and asked him, "Did you go in this building at all?" He said, "No,
No.
I never went in there once."
Right.
But the sequel is now they're saying it's related to.
See, I didn't know it had
It's
a
called
sequel.
it's called The Gray. I can't remember what the name of it is. Something The Gray. They're saying it's a well-known phenomenon that they don't think it's paranormal. Well, partially they think it's alien related.
The
Yeah.
lights,
No, the freaking guy, Sir No
the
Face
guy
himself.
looking, yeah.
They say it's alien. There's
Well, and remember, it was small because
Yeah.
they did
They did their test
They did
to
not only
reenact it.
not only did the guy do like a CG of it, but they also put the camera in there and had one of the guys like step out and step back,
reenact it, and you can tell a difference.
just so you can see. And they put all three of them next to each other.
Right.
Well, it cut off the top of one of them, and they were trying to figure out why it did
Yeah.
that, and it was because the guy was normal 6'2",
Right.
and the Sir No Face apparition would have been the size of a child, or maybe Jason, but.
But
Man, we were just throwing shade tonight.
see, I'm friends with both Chad
was-
and
it was
Craig
small.
on Facebook. I can
But-
figure out what it's called. The new one. It's called something The Gray.
Yeah, it turned out to be small, but it's just it's so strange. And
You're like,
on the movie, when you're watching it, it keeps showing that camera shot and like playing the music, and I bet it shows that camera shot 10 times before it ever shows you it
yeah,
happening.
it's the big buildup.
So it kept showing the camera shot. I'm like, I don't see anything, because you wonder if you're supposed to have seen it already. And then it finally happened, and it's insane. If you have, I don't know if you can.
It's on there.
What
you
is
can pull it up.
what the,
It'll show
the
you.
Pull it
apparition?
up,
Yeah.
the actual apparition, because it's.
For a while, it was guarded. You couldn't get it anywhere.
Oh really?
Yeah, and now, but it's been everywhere now. You can
Well, yeah,
watch
now
it
that
on.
it's free to watch, I'm sure you can find it.
Yeah, because it's called Two Face the Gray. The new one.
Two
Is.
Face the Gray.
It's the sequel to
So
Sounds
were
like
they-
a Hobbit movie or
So
something.
were they
like
allowed
that.
to come back to Cockatoo Island then, or does it take place somewhere else?
Well, the thing is, they were out doing their talk down in Sydney a different time.
Yeah.
And it was Craig Powell and his group, and a guy was just kind of hanging back in the back, a little off, kind of tattoos, just kind of sitting there in the corner. Came up to him afterwards and said, "Hey, that thing I'm gonna get in trouble for talking to you about this, but that thing you guys caught is not paranormal. It's a."
It's an alien.
And he goes, "I've been shot at because of I'm telling you this. I'm probably gonna get killed because of this." And he gave him all this facts, documentation, all this shit about this
Wow.
thing, and this is a sequel to it. So
Huh.
I don't know. Yeah, it's pretty interesting shit. I mean, the trailer's pretty cool.
He went
too.
ahead and made a movie, even though the guy could.
No, the guy that told him this information, the informant. I said the guy was just a little weird, a little different. We've seen some of the people
Right.
in contact, and just there's more of the story behind it. But he gave it to Chad or to Craig and them, which Chad helped him make them the sequel to,
Mhm.
because he's involved with the first one, and there's all this information, all these facts and stuff like that, files and name it. And the guy's just I can't remember if he disappeared or not or something. I don't know, it was something crazy, but
Mhm.
he's still around or something. I don't remember, but there's a weird. I can show you this off camera so you can see what the second one was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I haven't even
First
seen the
one's cool.
first one, so yeah.
Yeah, it's,
Well,
it's neat because he tries so hard to debunk it, which
We
is
should have
what
pizza night over.
which is what you should do.
Watch
Yeah.
it. We
Hey,
should
kid.
do that.
And
Yeah, you haven't seen Zach's film either, the Demon House, which I have that too. But
Yeah, come on
man,
over.
I looked so forward to that.
You have an Amazon
Yeah.
account?
I had the disc. I
Oh,
own,
do you?
I own the DVD. Yeah, I bought it.
Okay.
Because I've been sitting on this for the introduction of this Sir No Face was a year ago. I
Yeah.
found out about it, and I've been sitting on it waiting for it. And you had to pre-register for it to get the DVD. There's only thousands of them made,
Wow.
and it was on Thanksgiving night. It was a sale during
Like
Thanksgiving.
Black
So I
Friday
ordered it, and it didn't come out till March of this past year
Nice.
Oh,
or
wow.
this year. So I got my copy finally.
I'd like to watch
It's
that.
worth watching, dude.
Have
The
you
video.
found the apparition video, Jeremiah?
Is there one out there of it?
So what?
Is that paying attention?
Did you? I didn't know if you were finding the video for the apparition from that
Yeah.
show.
The footage itself is interesting.
I mean, just
Yeah.
seeing it pop out,
Sort of
it
face
just
footage.
shows
Less
that
people
just one
viewing
little
this.
bit.
I don't know if they've ever actually put it out there for anybody to see yet.
I don't know if anybody had, clipped it. And,
Somebody probably could, but
So they're saying it could be,
related
or it
to.
is.
They say
Man,
this
It
guy.
is alien.
the
They're
way
saying this
it
guy's
moves
related
and
to.
you just have to see it. It's crazy. When you see it, you're like, nah.
Nothing like
nah.
we've ever seen before.
I mean, it's just way more.
It's unique. Let's put it that way.
It's way clearer. It's way more in your face than most anything. It's not just a shadow thing
Right.
that you kind of see move. It's hard to explain, but when you watch it,
Yeah.
When
It's
you-
mind blowing.
when you watch it, it's so crazy that you think, nah, there's no way that that's real. There's no way that's real. Come on now.
Right.
But they took that thing, they took that video, they took it to experts, they tore it apart. They made reenactments, they made CG recreations, they made
And all fails.
all this stuff,
They
and
can't figure it out.
none of it works. None of it's.
Wow.
They're basically saying what you got is something real that
Yeah.
we can't explain.
So I had
Yeah,
to step
the-
away for a second. What's the sequel about?
Damn it. I'm just kidding. I have to find it again. Two-Face the Gray.
Right. What is it about?
This
Because
guy.
they've already proven that it's not fake. So what was
They didn't know
the?
what they thought. They had just had a ghost apparition, or a full body apparition caught on camera. Well, they were doing talks of a different. They're doing films all the time.
Okay.
And there was a guy, a guest out in the crowd that kind of hung back and came up and talked to them and said, "Hey, what you got there? I know exactly what you're talking about. It's called the Gray. They're called the Grays.
Great
And-
aliens.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's alien related, and I have all the proof for it. So I'll probably get in trouble for talking to you about this, probably even get killed over this because I've been shot at because of it. And it's just a weird backstory on this guy, and basically gives them all this information that it was credible enough that they made a second part to it and
Wow.
want to put it out as
Um,
possibly UFO.
You've got my attention.
It's
we
cool.
need to
Man.
watch
It's
it.
fucking
It's
awesome.
good, man. It really is. It starts off kind of slow,
Yeah.
and you
That's
kinda,
fine.
That's why I figured it only got 2 stars because the beginning is slow, and then a lot of people don't want the. He spends most of the show trying to debunk that, but that's what
That's
I
what we
want.
do.
because
Yeah,
that's
yeah, I know.
what-
This is what we like
Yeah.
to
You
do.
know.
That's
So
why-
you're either into it
That's
or you're
why
not.
when the
so,
people
yeah.
when you watch that, that's the real stuff. That's what actually happens is what's
Shit.
on that show.
So is the Gray on Amazon?
No, it's not even out yet.
No,
It
it's
hasn't been
not
released
yet.
yet.
They just have a trailer for it.
Okay.
This Chad, if you ever watch the shows, like Paranormal State, he's been on there for years.
Excuse me.
Bless you. Cut that shit out.
Cut that shit out. That's Chad Healy.
Huh. Interesting.
And the guy, like I said, he's well known in the paranormal field. He's another like Chip Coffey, one of those guys
Yeah.
that everybody knows, and he's been around for years. And he was the one calling that group out of Sydney. He's like, whatever you're showing me is bullshit. I'm going to call you out on it.
Yeah.
And let everybody know in the world that this is fake
It's
footage.
you're either going to be famous or you're going to
Yeah.
be famous for being fake.
So he was, after doing all the research, could not debunk any of that. He said, I want to back you guys up and I want to
I mean,
continue
That's
this.
cool.
he straight went and like even interrogated the dude's wife.
Yeah,
and
everybody.
just-
They all told the same story over and
Right.
over. The thing is, when they took the footage inside the building, it's one of those places that had no electricity in there. But when they started, like he said, referring to this thing as "Sir," can you make yourself known? These light flashes would start popping up, like picture like strobe light, just bam.
And
It's all on footage,
And
and
it
it's
was
natural.
like an officer's quarters.
Yeah,
Back in the day.
yeah, and it was just
And
phenomenal.
also, they had found what was it, underground prison torture cells
Something like that.
that were
yeah.
buried
Mhm.
under the ground. That they built like the kitchen or whatever over the top of them, and they said it was intentionally trying to cover them
yeah.
up.
So I haven't seen it since March. It's been a while since
Is
I've
that
watched
right?
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I need to watch it again. It's sitting on my what do you call it, my
Well,
DVD
let's set
player.
a.
Set a
night.
date. You want pink socks
Just
over?
set a-
Get some popcorn and pink sauce.
You want to bring the Bigfoot juice over and spray them on? Holy shit.
Man.
Yeah. Well, guys, it is about that damn time.
Yeah.
So next week, Dan's coming back. He jumped on a little bit. and he'll come back with hopefully his tales of his adventure. He went on a little vacation, and he's hitting all the hot spots along the way. And
Branson,
getting a little private key
Eureka
tour.
Springs, and all
yeah,
that.
he's doing an investigation tonight by himself.
Yeah, and I
him
think they
Dana.
gave him a key
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
the basement.
Yep. So,
We may or may not ever see him again.
James, we may not see you again, maybe,
Yeah.
depending on how your trip goes.
Nice run.
You have to tell us how it goes. You have to come back on and tell us how it goes.
Yeah. It'll be one of those things.
If he
And
comes
this is all
back.
we found was his footage, and then
And a pink sock.
He wakes up in the morning. There's a pink sock out by his.
he's like,
I'm out of
"Yes,
here.
I'm packing up."
Came back early.
Yeah.
That's like a very creepy Blair Witch
Hell yeah, dude, that's
issue
awesome.
right there.
I want to see that. All right, guys, that's funny. So thanks to our guest Cody. He's not here right now. He left already, and James in studio and behind the scenes for another great episode. And
Thanks for Mike calling in.
yeah, Mike,
Yep.
too.
That was interesting.
Yeah.
That's always good.
Yep.
There's a lot of good conversation going on in the chat tonight.
Yeah, there really was.
That's awesome.
And if we missed anybody's questions on the chat, we apologize, or we didn't get to your answers. Next time, call in. Like I said, don't be afraid. We will get you on
Right.
air and we'll talk about it and help answer your questions, or you can ask us questions. Whatever you want to find out.
Quit being creepy stalkers.
I'm sorry. That's what I do.
Then
He meant them.
call in and be creepy callers.
That's right.
So,
Definitely. And as always, like and subscribe to our page. Like this post. Tell your friends.
share it that
Hide your
way.
kids. All that fun stuff.
Hide your kids.
Hide your kids.
Hide your kids.
So from Roth, anyways. Him and his pink socks. My
Man, oh.
one of these days he's gonna
Oh.
just smack
He's gonna
the
snap.
shit out of all of us.
snap.
I'm just gonna
Take
walk
it.
around.
I think you meant bitch slap. So
Just like that, huh, dude?
let's call it what it is. Oh, Roth, you
Next
know
Sunday we're drinking.
we love you, buddy. You know it's good fodder. So
It's all good.
I think
It's
you've
all
got
good.
some stuff in the.
I think we do. I
fridge there.
think we do. Next Sunday.
but
Next Sunday.
all right, guys, let's send her home. Jeremiah,
Yeah.
anything you
All
wanna say?
right.
Final thoughts.
Yes. Thanks for everyone that logged on and watched, and don't forget to like and share and subscribe and do everything you can to help us get the word out. Remember, we are the Cryptic Heartland Podcast, where nothing is off the table, everything is fair game, and we're not afraid to poke the bear.
Yeah.
All right. Until next week, you guys. Keep an eye out for those strange things, and we will, yeah, pink socks and shit like that. And we will talk to you next time.
See you guys.
See ya.
Bye.
Look at this week.